Hello dear students, today we are going to start with the first chapter of your history syllabus, that is historiography, development in the West. Now when I talk about West, I am talking about Europe, and in this chapter we are going to be studying about various philosophers, various French and German philosophers in short. Now when you talk about science, sciences can be categorized or can be classified into two types. On one hand, you are having natural and physical sciences, and on the other hand, you are having social sciences. So, sciences are of two types, natural and physical sciences on one side, and social sciences on the other side. Physical science, that means physics, chemistry, all these are part of the physical sciences, and you can say biology is part of a natural science. When you talk about social science, history, political science, these are all parts of social sciences. So don't you think there is a difference between natural and physical sciences on one side and social science on the other? Yes, there is a difference. When it comes to natural and physical sciences, the scientists, they conduct experiments in a laboratory, and these experiments are being conducted under different conditions, and when repeated experiments are conducted again and again, at the end the scientists come to a conclusion, or you can say they formulate laws, and these laws are going to remain same irrespective of time and space. Like you all have done it in the past, you all have done law of conservation of energy, that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be converted from one form to another, and the total amount of energy in the universe will remain constant. So these laws are going to remain same irrespective of time and space. But can you say the same thing for historical events which are a part of social sciences? No, you cannot say that. Laws cannot be formulated for history or for any historical events, and there is a reason for that. The reason is very simple. That is because historical events cannot be studied and analyzed inside a laboratory. Where an event is happening, you need to go there and you need to observe it very carefully. Two historical events can be similar, but events are not going to be identically same. They are not going to be identical. They are not going to be same to same. They can be similar, but they are not going to be identical. Another example, boiling point of water. If you say, अगर आप अपने घर में मेजर करो, इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस. पड़ोसी के घर पे करो, स्टिल इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी 100 डिग्री. नाइजीरिया में जाके करो, देयर ऑल्सो इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी द सेम थिंग. बट सच कंक्लूजन्स कैनॉट बी मेड फॉर हिस्टोरिकल इवेंट्स. दैट मीन्स हिस्टोरिकल इवेंट्स कैन बी सिमिलर, बट टू हिस्टोरिकल इवेंट्स कैनॉट बी आइडेंटिकल. Studying of historical events or studying of social sciences cannot be done inside a laboratory, and laws cannot be formulated. Now, let us come to the definition of historiography. It is a very important question which can come for 2 marks, and it is the first very important question of your syllabus. So what is historiography? The writing of critical historical narrative is called as historiography. What is historiography? The writing of critical historical narrative is called as historiography. Critical in the sense important, and the person who writes such a narrative, he is called as a historian. The writing of critical historical narrative is called as historiography, and the person who writes such an important narrative or such critical narrative, he is called as a historian. अभी historian is an individual, वो तो एक आदमी है, and every individual has its own way of thinking. Every individual has his own political ideologies. Every individual perceives the world in his own way. दुनिया को देखने का नज़रिया होता है. So you can say every individual has its own perspective, जिसे हम conceptual framework करके बोलते हैं. तो don't you think when a historian is writing history, उसमें उनका पर्सपेक्टिव भी आएगा? ऑब्वियसली यस, उनका भी पर्सपेक्टिव आएगा उसमें. अ पर्सन इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी सब्जेक्टिव व्हेन ही इज गोइंग टू राइट हिस्ट्री. द बेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस इज आवर फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल. व्हेन द इंडियन फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल वाज गोइंग ऑन, यू हैड वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ हिस्टोरियंस. On one side you had the British historians who were writing the history of India, एंड ऑन द अदर हैंड यू ऑल्सो हैड इंडियन हिस्टोरियंस जो भारत का इतिहास लिख रहे थे. दोनों के लिखने में बहुत फर्क था. British historians, what were they writing? They were justifying the British rule in India. कि why is British rule good for the people of India? They were writing that we are bringing modern education, or you can say Western form of education. क्योंकि इसके पहले भारत में जो education था काफ़ी religious था. Hindus का separate religious education हुआ करता था. For Muslims it was another separate religious form of education. They introduced this modern form of education which is followed in India currently. So they said that we have introduced Western education in India. We are introducing modern transport and communication, railroads, that is railways, steamships, telephones, telegraph, postal services. All this was introduced by the Britishers. So they always glorified their or justified their rule in India. Indian historians on the other hand, they completely criticized the British domination of India. And उनका लिखने का नज़रिया ये था that the Britishers came to India. One after the other, they deposed various ruling dynasties. बंगाल से स्टार्ट होते हुए मराठा साम्राज्य, मैसूर, पंजाब. One by one, the different rulers were removed from power, and Britishers took control of everything. Apart from that, Britishers exploited the farmers. Different forms of taxation was introduced. North में अलग टाइप का था, साउथ में अलग टाइप का था, वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया different types of taxations were there. But the common thing about all these taxation system was that the Indian farmers suffered very badly. Then another drawback, what the Indian historians used to write, that British products were being exported into India in large numbers, because of which small scale and local industries completely collapsed. जो भी सारे आर्टिजन्स थे, क्राफ्ट्समैन थे, वो सब जॉबलेस हो गए. एंड मनी स्टार्टेड फ्लोइंग फ्रॉम इंडिया टू इंग्लैंड बिकॉज इंडियंस हैड नो अदर अल्टरनेटिव बट टू बाय ब्रिटिश प्रोडक्ट्स. एंड सो द मनी फ्रॉम इंडिया वाज सिस्टमैटिकली बीइंग ड्रेन्ड ऑल द वे टू इंग्लैंड. सो दिस इज द पर्सपेक्टिव फ्रॉम विच द इंडियन हिस्टोरियंस राइट. सो दैट इज वाई writing history, whenever a historian is writing history, he adopts a certain conceptual framework or a specific perspective. Apart from this, there are various other disciplines or various other fields which are used in historical research. So one by one, let us see what the textbook says, which are the different fields. Number one, archaeology. We know what archaeology is. Digging up, or you can say excavations which are done. बड़े बड़े सिविलाइजेशंस आर्कियोलॉजिकल एक्सकवेशन से अनर्थ किए गए थे. यू कैन द बेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस इज द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन विच इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज द हरप्पन सिविलाइजेशन. नंबर टू, you are having archival science. What is the meaning of archives? We have done it in the 9th standard. A place where historical documents are preserved is called as what? An archive, right? Place where objects are preserved or stored is called as a museum. Where documents are preserved, that is called as a archive. So archival science is simple, study of archives. Then you are having manuscriptology. What is a manuscript? Handwritten documents are called as manuscripts. Before the coming of the printing press, everything was handwritten. Printing press नहीं था, तो सब हाथ से लिखते थे. So these handwritten documents are called as manuscripts, and study of manuscripts is called as manuscriptology. Then you are having number 4, epigraphy. Epigraphy is what? Study of inscriptions. Ancient times, medieval times में बहुत सारे inscriptions रहे. Wall पे inscriptions थे, pillars पे inscriptions थे. So study of these inscriptions is called as epigraphy. Then you are having linguistics. What is linguistics? Study of various languages is called as linguistics. Then you are having numismatics. Numismatics is study of coins. Different rulers at different point of time introduce their own form of currency, their own coins. So study of coins comes under numismatics. And lastly, you are having genealogy. Genealogy means study of lineage. One after the other kings came. एक राजा आया, उसके बाद दूसरा राजा आया, then a third. So studying about one specific king, we can get to know about the important events that were happening in his kingdom and important occurrences of that specific time. So these are some various important disciplines that are useful in historical research, and it is very important because एक 2 मार्क का concept chart आ सकता है इस पे. Concept chart दिया रहेगा. What are the important disciplines? And there are going to be 4 arrows. So you have to write any 4 names. So which are there are many names over here. You can write any 4. Let us once again revise which are the names. Number 1, you have archaeology, then archival science, then manuscriptology, then epigraphy, then linguistics, numismatics, and genealogy. There are 7 to 8 examples, out of which you can write any 4. ईच एग्जाम्पल विल बी फॉर हाफ मार्क, तो टोटल आपका 2 मार्क का एक क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा। देन कमिंग ऑन टू अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, it is a 3 mark question and the question can come as what are the 4 main characteristics of modern historiography. So one by one let us see which are the 4 important points as per the textbook. First point says that modern historiography it begins with the formation of relevant questions. Yes, asking questions is very important in history. We cannot take anything for granted, we cannot accept anything as the truth. Asking of questions is very important. So the first important thing is, yes, it begins with asking of relevant questions. Point number 2, these questions are anthropocentric. Anthropocentric is a very big word, but उसका meaning बहुत simple है. It means human centric. History is occurrence of the events of mankind. It gives about the deeds of mankind, right? So whatever questions are going to be asked, or whatever historical events are going to be there, be it the change from village settlements to civilizations, be it the different political events that have happened, the wars and revolutions, everything is about the deeds of human beings. So obviously these questions are going to be anthropocentric or human centric or based on human beings. Third, answers to all these questions should be supported by reliable evidences. Again, point number 3 and point number 1 are related to each other. That means nothing should be accepted as the truth. You need to ask relevant questions, and for everything certain evidences have to be there. Point number 4, history represents a graph of mankind's journey, or mankind's journey in the sense you can say mankind's progress, right? Since stone age till now प्रोग्रेस ही हुआ है मैनकाइंड का. हालांकि बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं कि मैनकाइंड हैज़ प्रोग्रेस्ड एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ कंप्लीटली डिस्ट्रॉइंग द एनवायरनमेंट, राइट? बट येस, we call it as progress. So history will present what? A graph of mankind's progress till date. So these are the 4 points, and since this is a 3 mark question, as we know that if there is a long question we need to write an introduction at the start. तो what can you use as an introduction? Simple, जो आपने 2 मार्क का पहले एक किया है क्वेश्चन हिस्टोरियोग्राफी से रिलेटेड, डेफिनेशन ऑफ हिस्टोरियोग्राफी, that you can use as an introduction, and then you can write these 4 points. So as an introduction you can write the writing of critical historical narrative is called as historiography, and the person who writes such a narrative is called as a historian. So this becomes your introduction. Then comes your main answer. The 4 important characteristics of modern historiography are: point number 1 is it is begins with the formation of relevant question. Point number 2, it is anthropocentric, that means the questions are about the deeds of particular members of human society. Point number 3 comes, all these questions should have reliable evidence. And point number 4 is it presents what? A graph of mankind's journey. तो इससे पूरा आपका एक 3 मार्क का आंसर बन जाएगा, ठीक है? So we'll stop for the day. In the next lecture we will continue with the chapter. Thank you very much.